Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. And yes, that is the Everdell tree behind me. And yes, we're gonna go ahead and start walking through Gen Con. I'm gonna be going through a whole bunch of booths here, showing you a bunch of things as we walk through. I don't have that much time before the hall closes for tonight, so we'll get what we can get, and the rest will have to be a separate video for another day. I'm sure I can find time or space or something. There's so much here to go. There's so much here to go through. There's a ton of booths, a ton of content, a ton of different... I'm just distracted even just trying to talk to you right now, so we'll see. But I'm gonna start wandering around. I'm gonna start showing you various booths, things that are set up, and the various, the highlights, the things to see. If you're coming to Gen Con today, tomorrow, the next day, any of the 4 days of Gen Con, if you're here for any of them, there's gonna be a whole bunch of stuff to see, and I'm trying to try to show you some of the things that I think are worth paying a bit more attention to. Now we're about to get into the whole hall and everything else, but before we do, first, GameFound is having their GameFound Feast today, and there's going to be 3 exciting projects that they're talking about. The first is Keyforge Winds of Exchange, which is the card game from Richard Garfield, in which it was acquired in June 2022 by Ghost Galaxy, a new company from Christian Peterson, the founder of Fantasy Flight Games, and Ghost Galaxy will launch the next Keyforge Winds of Exchange on GameFound in September 22. Winds of Exchange is going to introduce a whole number of new elements, including a new house, the Mercantile Pacts of Equidin, new token creature mechanics, and sees the return of several older houses as well, including the missed favorites Brobnar and Mars. If you're wondering what the trade winds will bring to the Crucible, be sure to subscribe to the campaign. The second is Dante, the Invasion of Hell. The world of Dante's Inferno comes to life like never before, right on your tabletop. From the creators of Chronicles of Junagar, join the Invasion of Hell in this adventure game for 1 to 4 players. Follow a narrative path which changes and flows based on your decisions as you explore this unique version of the landscape of Hell. Featuring characters, monsters, and locations inspired by the classic poem, Dante is one you won't want to miss. And then lastly, we have Endeavor Deep Sea. Endeavor Deep Sea is the follow-up to Endeavor Age of Sail. In this game, the action moves to the modern era and heads beneath the sea. The game is helmed by the same team responsible for Age of Sail, and while it's driven by the same familiar gameplay engine, expect a whole new range of interactions in this awesome new endeavor beneath the waves. And with that, let's go ahead and head back to the hall. First up, we have Forbidden Games. Forbidden Games over here, they have a whole bunch of games, including they have Lizard Wizard all set up over here. Lizard Wizard is a very solid game. For me, I did find that it runs a little long compared to the experience I get out of it, but it's one of those games that I really did enjoy. Lots of upgraded deluxe fight components. Some of those metal coins, I did have a problem with those. You kind of need a Sharpie to make them stand out. But then past that, we have Mosaic, a game that I thoroughly enjoyed. Mosaic's going to be over here. They're going to have a fully painted copy set up that I believe I'm playing tomorrow. I believe I have a scheduled playthrough with them as I play through Mosaic with all the components painted, upgraded, everything. This is one I really enjoyed. And then they have Pirates. They have Extraordinary Adventures Pirates, which is one that I've never actually tabled. Always looked intriguing, never actually made the final call to table it. And then we have Raccoon Tycoon, which is one that I own, but have not sadly tabled. But yeah, I do want to play this one. This is supposed to be a potentially more accessible version of Lizard Wizard. Lizard Wizard did come out second. This is supposed to be the more complicated version of Raccoon Tycoon. I don't know which one I'll prefer. I'll have to play. And then we have something that's not that new or interesting, but it's just one thing that I'm particularly very, very much a fan of, which is Terraforming Mars. We have Terraforming Mars, we have the upgrade kit over here, the deluxe big box. We have stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of Terraforming Mars. That's just always a good thing. We have some other stuff over here. We have Quest Avalon, we have Ares Expedition. This is just looks like the indie boards and cards booth over here. Ares Expedition over here. We have the Kickstarter and non-Kickstarter version, I think, or it looks all Kickstarter, I can't tell. And then we have Anne's End Outcast, we have Quest Avalon over here, or just Avalon, or just Quest, whatever you want to call it. Make It Happen in the Sherlock Files. I don't know much about those, and a whole bunch of other games set up by this booth over here. I'm now going to walk straight to the next one because it's right over here. We have Steamforged Games over here. Steamforged Games with the Resident Evil series. We have Resident Evil 3, 1, and 2 all set up over here with the Steamforged booth set up over here. We have Horizon Zero Dawn set up over here. Just tons of Horizon Zero Dawn, stacks and stacks of it. And then we have God Tier. Just lots of God Tier set up. And then we have someone who knows me. I'll be right back. Give me a second. Picking up again, we have Epic Encounters, which, fun fact, I didn't actually play Epic Encounters ever. I did just see it in a, the Cleveland Browns had a video of a team building, and that was in there. And then we have stacks and stacks and stacks of Bard Song. A whole lot of Bard Song in case you want any of that. All of this set up, just a ton of things over there. I'm gonna go and spin around as I find the next booth. And we are back. This time we made it into Arcane Wonders. That's not true, I don't know why I said that. Renegade Games. Renegade Games has a whole bunch of things set up. We got Birdwatcher, we have Crusaders, which they took over from TMG. We have My Father's Work, which is up over there. We got a whole bunch of things that are very exciting. We have Dead Men Tell No Tales, which I sadly never actually played. We have Warp's Edge, which is a very solid game, still in my collection. I've played Crusaders, I have not played the expansion. Intrigued if it adds to the experience or not. We have Fox and the Force, which I own but need to play. We have My Father's Work set up on the shelf. Looks like that this one is ready for people to buy, as are stacks of, well, Crusaders, so stacks and stacks of Crusaders. We have the Hunger and the expansion for the Hunger, and then something my kids will kill me if I don't pick up, or my daughter specifically, we have My Little Pony Adventures in Equestria. I don't know anything about this. This is a deck building game and it's My Little Pony themed. My daughter loves My Little Pony. We're not done yet though. We have a whole ton of things. Renegade in general does a lot of the distribution for Garphill Games, which means we have all of Garphill Games. City of Crowns, we have Architects, we have Works of Wonder, we have Hadrian's Wall, Subastral, Arboretum. Arboretum's fantastic. Although Arboretum kind of beats out Subastral for me, I think I want to get Arboretum back and Subastral might leave. We have Search for Planet X down here, and then we have the booths of My Father's Work. Booths and booths and booths of My Father's Work, along with a stack of deck building games. They have a ton of things over here. They have G.I. Joe, Power Rangers, more Power Rangers, more Power Rangers, more G.I. Joe, just a whole lot of deck building. They do a lot of deck building games. I haven't really played them enough to know if they're just pasted on. Doesn't bother me if they are, as long as I like one, don't particularly care. Then we have the big box Power Rangers over here. Just big box Power Rangers, lots of content over here, lots of ways to expand this. That thing gets very expensive very quickly. And that's just one side. We haven't even really explored so much stuff as far as Renegade goes. We have Vampire the Masquerade, Vampire Rivals over here, just shadows over there. We got Rivals over here, and then we have more Rivals and more Rivals and more Rivals and then more Rivals. They got a lot of Vampire stuff and a lot of deck building games. Wait, in case you missed it, we also have more Rivals. We have Direwolf Digital over here with Clank Catacombs. They have Clank Catacombs all the way up there. That's the new Clank. This is one of the games. If you watch the games I was excited about, this is one of the games I definitely wanted to try out. They also have, of course, they have Dune Imperium. I don't know what they actually have because right now they just have that, but that's plenty over there. And then they have a bunch of their digital stuff. So we have over here, if you look behind me, you can see they have Root Digital, which they're very famous for. Then if we scroll out over here, we have Wings of Glory, which I don't know anything about. And then if we move over here, we have Everdell. All of these are set up with little computers and booths, so you can try them out. But I mean, I'll be stopping by this tomorrow for sure, because at the very least, I want to get Clank Catacombs and see how that holds up. And then we have Devere Games over here. Now, I don't even know what they have in this booth, but I do hope they have my favorite game, which is Paris. Right now behind me, we have stacks of Bitoku, which Bitoku is one of those games that I haven't actually tabled. I learned it, have not managed to table it. We have a whole bunch of Red Cathedral. I just reviewed this and the expansion. Solid game, like it. Doesn't blow me away, but it's really solid. Currently in my collection, we'll see how it holds up. And then, my absolute favorite, this over here is what I love. Paris, oh, they have a giant banner behind me too. Paris and all that stuff. I love this game. It's one of my favorite games. It is a polyomino two-player game, which is tense back and forth, constant challenges as you try to figure out how to make everything match. How did I not realize that Devere Games, do they make Cockroach Poker? I don't know what's happening here, but I just saw Cockroach Poker from Devere Games. I mean, I didn't realize. I hope they have Cockroach Poker Royal. That one's hard to get your hands on. It's out of print. Do they have any Cockroach Poker in the booth? They have no Cockroach Poker. Cockroach Poker is fantastic. Underrated gem. One of those just crazy games. It's a lot of fun. We have the Color Monster and Home Sweet Home and Walkie Talkie. All things I don't know jack about, but I'll find out. But then we do have Luna Capital. Luna Capital down here. This is a solid game. If you like games like Cascadia, like Calico, Luna Capital will give you another experience that's like that. But wait, one more time. I know I already talked about it, but Paris. Back to Paris. I think this game is absolutely fantastic. It's two players specifically. It's polyomino, but it's a tense back and forth. It's trying to outmap your opponent. Works brilliantly. I'm a huge fan of this one. Highly, highly recommend it. They have a lot of good games, but for me, Paris just blows the rest out of the water. Now, I'm sorry, there's a bunch of booths I will have to come back and double back on. There's a whole lot of things that I'm walking past Carnegie, I'm walking past, oh my gosh, I'm gonna come back. But I did just see something that you know I'm going to like. I apologize in advance. I am a fanboy, it's okay. We have Marvel Zombies behind me over here. Marvel Zombies, this is, people keep asking me what's my most anticipated 2022 Kickstarter, and granted, I'm answering with the thing that first comes to mind, but it's definitely Marvel Zombies. This one it's a top 10 contender. Now walking past Marvel United, I need to get to the front of the booth. But for me, Marvel Zombies is a top 10 contender because Black Plague for a long time was in my top 10. And to have Marvel Zombies just seems like an easy no-brainer. I wonder if we can kind of sneak in. I don't know who's here or anyone. I don't know, but we have Marvel Zombies set up. So we have a few things. We have tables over here for Marvel United, in case you want to give a chance and see Marvel United over here with the adorable little miniatures. I mean, look at this guy. Look at this guy, he's adorable. I'm sorry, he just is. And this little guy too is also pretty cute as well. But we also have little heroes down here. Little team set up and ready to go, little squad set up to take over the world. And what do we have over here? What is this? This looks like The Godfather. I haven't seen this before, don't know what it is. Looks intriguing. This is not The Godfather Corleone, it's The Godfather Last Family Standing. I got no clue what that is. Intrigued, we'll see. But then most importantly, we have over here Marvel Zombies set up behind me. And and we have actual setup terrain things. It still looks very much prototype in the implementation from what I can see over here, but it has all the characters. We have a Hulk set up and ready to go. We have Iron Man ready to take on the wave of opponents. It looks like it's a bit of a tutorial scenario just to give people a taste of the experience, but it will give people a taste. We have Spider-Man, Wasp, so we have both Marvel zombies and the other Marvel zombies, the less zombie version of zombies. And then, I'm sorry, I'm gonna show you a bunch of painted miniatures. Let's go ahead and do this over here. So if we look over here, let's just go ahead and show you them. If we could just scroll back over here and see what we got. We got these over here, just rows after painted miniatures. Look at these, these are insane. These must be the Big Child creative ones. My camera's having a hard time focusing because of the glass over here. But look at this, just wave after wave of amazing miniatures. This is the kind of thing that makes you wish that you could convince CMON to just give you everything. I mean, look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my gosh, this stuff is insane. Slow pan, well not even slow enough. The sheer quality of the paint jobs. I want all of this. This is absolutely insane. I'm sorry. I'm just sitting on the floor over here trying to get my hands on painted miniatures. Give me a second here. The downside of being a fan of certain companies is you tend to keep going back to the same booths again and again and again, and that's not going to be any different today. Over here we are at Chip Theory Games. This is currently Hoplomachus Victorum behind me. It actually looks very heavily set up for Hoplomachus Victorum in general, with a few other tributes to, well, Burn Cycle and Too Many Bones and whatever. We have a little Burn Cycle robot down there. Then we have all the plushies. I have not gotten these plushies yet. I want plushies, primarily for my kids. They're not very good on the table, they're not great. I have been playing Cloudspire since the last time I did this. I actually have played Cloudspire, so now I'm getting even further caught up on their catalog. Loving Cloudspire so far. Need more time with it. There will be a review, but need more time. Burn Cycle is fantastic. You already know my opinion of that one. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe this is the first time you're seeing one of my videos and you don't know my opinion. So I like Burn Cycle. I like Burn Cycle a lot. But then Too Many Bones is still my favorite. Cloudspire has potential. Too Many Bones is still my favorite, and we have a giant pile of it down here for you to pick up. And then we have like their brass mags. They have a little display cabinet this time where you can see some of the very fun things they have. So for instance, we got those brass mags over there. You can take a look at those. And then we have the rest of stuff set up just so you can get a sense of everything. But yeah, I'll be excited to drop by. And then if you want a pricing table, they just have all this pricing table information. Very nice and easy for you to see just directly in front of you. All that information there. You can take a look as you see whether or not you want. I don't know if you can see that detail. I don't know. Maybe you can tell. Maybe you can't. Let's go find someone else. Well, that didn't take me long. Right around the corner, we have Thunderworks Games. Thunderworks Games have a whole bunch of things set up over here. We have Roleplay Adventures, which I'm pretty sure has been selling out of their convention so far. We have Cartographers, which is going to be having a whole bunch of map packs behind me. Cartographers, they just released 3 new map packs for Cartographers. And then they have Dawn of Eulos. It's going to be their upcoming Kickstarter. That's going to be coming out soon. And then, of course, we have classics like Roleplayer, more accessories for Cartographers and things. Those mats are intense. And then, of course, we have Tenpenny Parks, as well as Cape May, 2 of their more recent non-roleplayer universe games that you can check out over there. But that's Thunderworks Games. So I'm walking across the hall over here, and I ran across Mythic Games. Mythic Games, which has a bunch of stuff set up over here. Mythic Games, which has, there's so many things. First of all, they have this Enchanters big box, which is just over the top intense. Enchanters is one of those games that I had briefly, really liked, also didn't play it enough, so I got rid of it. I want the big box. I want the big box. I will try not to get it. I'm going to try to be a little self-control over here. I'm trying to like implement new rules and how many games I can buy because it's getting to be a problem over here. But we have Steam Watcher set up behind me. This one didn't work as well for me. Well-liked game. For myself, I found it to be very, very solid area control. A little drier than the powers and abilities I tend to like. We have tons of Super Fantasy Brawl, just piles of it. Just piles. Legit piles of Super Fantasy Brawl just behind me over here. As well as a nice little banner behind me over there. Just lots of fun things over here. Do we have anything else in them? It looks like they have primarily Enchanters, Super Fantasy Brawl, and Steam Watchers. I don't think I see anything else from them currently here, at least not on this side, and it looks like the other side is not them, so that's a shame. I'd love to see more stuff from them over here, but there's no Reichbusters, there's no... I don't have any other titles mentally prepared for that. I just had Reichbusters. There's no demos of their prototypes, although there might be. In fact, I just lied. I lied. Over here, right over here at this table, one of my favorite Mythic games is Six Siege, right down here. Currently, I mean, it's not set up, but it looks like they will be running demos of some of the games at the very least, so that'll be exciting because I think that game is fantastic, and I'll see more tomorrow. We'll get more footage and stuff when things are live and happening. This is all my pre-con footage, so you at least have something to see, well, tomorrow. Okay, so we have a few things going on here. We have Flat Out Games right behind me. Flat Out Games with their newest Kickstarter coming up soon, which is Fit to Print. I don't know a lot about this yet, but I do know, first of all, art by Ian O'Toole, and this was designed by Peter McPherson. But Fit to Print's going to have you arranging newspaper tiles. So there's a little bit of a real-time element as you desperately grab tiles and try to create a newspaper element, which sounds interesting. Curious to see how it plays out. Yes, there is a non-real-time mode in case you are someone who doesn't like real-time, which I'm wondering. Real-time to me is very situational, so we'll see. And then past that, we have Cascadia, which is one of my favorite games of 2021, whatever year it came out. I love Cascadia, absolutely amazing. And we have Calico over here. Calico's also great. Cascadia is still my favorite from all the games. And then we have Verdant as well. Verdant set up over here must still be prototype as far as I can see. And we have I want to make sure I don't get hit by that over there. But yeah, this is all set up over here. And in general, throughout this video, you're going to see a lot of my favorite game, because I'm specifically going to be going to the booths that I like. I'm sorry, I have limited time. The hall closes in 40 minutes for the night, so I'm going to keep trying to find the ones that are the ones I love the most and share those as much as possible. The ones I don't love as much, they might show up. They'll show up more maybe in the post-con stuff, but not right now, because right now I'm short on time. Now over here we're set up by, well, Isle of Cats basically, Isle of Cats, all the Isle of Cats, and that background banner is very cool, I have to say, very, very cool. It's just all Isle of Cats stuff. Now Isle of Cats personally is a game that I liked but did not love. From Frank West, a bunch of games. He also does City of Kings, although it looks like he's focusing all of Isle of Cats. And honestly, with the cuteness, I can understand that. He also has some Voldor Garden set up over there. Never played that one. But for me, the one I particularly love is Isle of Cats Explore and Draw over here. I recently had a chance to play that one. Really enjoyed that one. I found, to me, it gave me the parts of Isle of Cats that I love without the extra stuff. Keep in mind, by the way, Isle of Cats is like top 100 game. People love it. I'm just going with my own opinion over here. But we have Kickstarter packs, we have goodies, we have all these things beautifully set up. I'm going to try not to ruin anything because, frankly, I don't really appreciate that when I do that. So I'm wandering in the back here and I just found Dimension Games, which I didn't realize was going to be here, but honestly I have to go through my list. There's a ton of stuff going on here. But they have Twisted Fables, the Epic Collection. This is going to be a two-player lane battler, sort of, like you're going back and forth as you use various, fairy tale princesses fighting each other very darkly. We have over here, looks like some Deep Madness stuff over here, I'm assuming. I don't actually know for sure. It could be Dawn of Madness. They have Dawn of Madness that'll be coming out. That one's been out for a while. I wonder when that one's gonna be delivering. But then we have Deep Madness as well. Deep Madness is a fascinating one to me. It's one that I really enjoyed. Deep Madness. Had it, played it for quite a bit, but it's one of those games that I really, really strongly enjoyed, but also I prefer other games in the genre and end up keeping the other ones. But it's a great game, highly recommend it. Now this one isn't set up yet, same issue as last time, but I recognize this booth anywhere because this is the handcrafted tables that are IV games. The handcrafted tables, as well as the various display thingamajiggies, because I'm assuming they're going to be showing Moonraker's Luminor. And right now we have Mythic Mischief, one of my absolute favorites over here. I love Mythic Mischief. Again, talking about the favorites. Veiled Fate was good, not as much for me, but a good game. And then we have over here, we have Moonrakers, which has only gotten better the more I play the various content. So they have Moonraker's Titan over here. This one, we just gave away one on my channel over there. And then we have five empty screens full of what I imagine will be Moonraker's Luminor tomorrow. Now here we have Haba Games behind us. Haba has a whole bunch of kid-friendly games, and their collection changes so frequently that not frequently, it's just I don't play them all the time, I don't see them all the time. They have a lot of classics. They have First Orchard, Rhino Hero, Animal Upon Animal, but they have tons of games that I don't even know about. They have this one over here, Moonlight Castle. Don't know a thing about it, but it looks adorable. Moonlight Castle over here. Look at this setup over here. I don't know what's going on. They got gems, they got foxes, they got a castle, Reclaim the Enchanted Jewels. It sounds like the kind of thing I'd have fun playing. And then they have giant dinosaur heads. Don't know what's going on here. I don't know if it's... Well, my battery cut out right there. I was just supposed to show you this dinosaur head. Don't know if it's a game. Don't know what it is. Just looks like a dinosaur head, honestly. Maybe there's something more to it. Either way, it's a fun toy. But Haba Games, worth checking out, especially if you have kids. Oh, Cloaked Cats. Cloaked Cats is fantastic. This one over here, this is one of the ones we still have in our collection. This is just such a fun little deduction game. And I've heard good things about this little, what is it called? Familiar Hammer Time. Hammer Time. It's just like bang a hammer and knock things off the box. Seems like an intriguing, kids game. Kids game, but that's the point. This whole booth is kids game, so that makes sense. Now here we have Plaid Hat Games. They have Ashes Reborn, which I've never actually played Ashes. I had the original, read the rulebook, never managed to table it. This is the kind of game that I'm happy to play at some point. Don't imagine it's as much for me. I find two-player head-to-heads don't stay in my collection. Past that, we have Familiar Tales. This is one of the ones that was on my anticipated Gen Con list. This is one that it looks like basically all the things I liked about Stuffed Fables with none of the things I don't like. It looks like it could be a very solid puzzle. It's one that I'm definitely interested in. We'll have to see, but we'll have to see. Summoner Wars is another one over here. They did Summoner Wars 2nd edition, and they did, what's it called? The other one I just showed you. The other one. Geez, what is it called? Ashes. Ashes and Summoner Wars. They both did second editions of those. Summoner Wars is one that I hope to pick up and try at some point. And then they have Quirky Circus. They did a redone version of this one, a more accessible one. I like Quirky Circus a lot. I found it's a really solid programming game that gives you a degree of chaos. Really solid, highly recommend. They have a host of other things, from Abominations to Commonauts to, well, Familiar Tales we talked about, to more Ashes, to other stuff. They have more other stuff, but they're all solid. Here we got Quirky Circus set up. This one is a little programming movement game. We have to try to work together with your teammates to kind of anticipate how you're going to move around the map, working together without talking. Always, not to say always, sometimes a fun mechanic. In this game I happen to really enjoy it, but that's Plaid Hat. This isn't even a booth. This is just me walking past and seeing this over here. I don't know if you've seen this out this fall. Agricola 15th Century Anniversary Edition. I'm interested, not interested enough to get it. I prefer Caverna, at least so far, but definitely compelling. And then we just have So Clover and Fun Facts and Just One, some excellent party games, so we'll have to see over there. So I'm over here by the Arcane Wonders booth. I've talked about this stuff before. They have giant piles of foundations around over there. They have an active Kickstarter for that as well. You can check that out in case you're not at Gen Con. And if you want the new expansion, granted you won't get it as fast, but you'll get it. Honestly, I've talked about a lot of other things before. My favorites, Furnace. We have Fies, Lies, and Supplies, which they picked up. Also, you may have noticed, but they gave me a shirt. I've been bought. I'm so sorry. We have North Star Games over here. North Star, they just rebranded North Star Game Studio, but they have Paint the Roses over here, both the regular edition. I say both the regular edition, but maybe not just the regular edition, I don't know. Over here, we have the deluxe edition over here. We have the deluxe edition.
We've got deluxe editions all there,
all the way.
There. Yeah, we're good.
Oceans, Evolution, Climate, a whole bunch of things. You should come by, check out their booth. We'll have everything set up. Pandasaurus is set up with an absolute ton of stuff. They have stacks of games, but I'm gonna just walk past their banner, honestly. We have Machikoro 2, which is a solid little dice rolling game they have. We have Sobek, which they recently took on and reprinted. That's an older one. Haven't played in a while, but did enjoy it. Brew is mean. I had a chance to play this one. Brew is solidly mean. We have Rollercoaster Rush. Don't know a thing about it. It looks cool. We have Skate Summer. I know the basics, but that's about it. We have The Time You Killed Me from Peter Hayward. Solid game. We also have Stacks of Madara behind me, not to distract, but just in case you want to Stacks of Madara, they're going to be right over there. We have Dinosaur Island Roll and Write, the Roll and Write version of Dinosaur Island. Wasn't as much for me. Solid game, but not as much for me. We have Wild Style, which looks interesting, all about area control within a city as you try to figure out how to manipulate. And now we're going to find these stacks of games. More Skate Summer, and we have Nacho Pile. They have the bag of chips that's Nacho Pile, which I find personally offensive that they are selling a bag of components. That just bugs me. But then past that, we have this giant stack of everything from piles of Stardew Valley to Trek 12, which I need to pick up at some point. But look at that Stardew Valley stuff. Look at the loop. They have the loop and they have the expansion, the loop Fazilla. There's a lot of stuff here that can be picked up. We have so many things, we have Skull Canyon Ski Fest. We have Stardew Valley, which I recently just grabbed a copy myself. I need to play that at some point. But yeah, that's Pandasaurus. Whole bunch of stuff set up over here. So I'm making my way over to my usual, Lucky Duck booth. I say the usual, I could do this a lot. I haven't done this that much. Ooh, Gloomhaven. What do I do? We have Lucky Duck and we have Gloomhaven. I'll stick with what I said before. We'll start with Lucky Duck. Start with Lucky Duck and we'll go to Gloomhaven after. We have Destinies. Destinies set up over here. Not really set up, just Destinies. We have Kids Chronicles over here. We just have so much. We have Chronicles of Grime, Kids Chronicles. We have It's a Wonderful Kingdom. Now, many of these games were not as much for me. Not as much. Wonderful Kingdom, good games, not ones that stick around my collection. We have Canopy, haven't even tried that. Destinies I love. Quarter Miracle, solid. Lots of solid games, Lucky Duck games. They have given me a lot of games that are very good and a lot of games that are very great. But that's what we have currently. I'm just going to head on over. I'm running low on time. They have the convention hall closing very soon, so I have to rush, which means I'm going to rush over to Cephalofair and Gloomhaven because I've been having a lot of fun. This is my camp co-op plug. If in case you missed it, I've been playing games on Twitch with Professor Meg. We've been playing through Gloomhaven, having a lot of drama going on, a lot of drama in the recent episodes. You can check that out if you want. I'm about to retire my first ever Gloomhaven character, and I'm having lots of feels with it right now. It's not a good time. I love the Mind Thief, and I don't know if I'm ever going to feel the same way about Gloomhaven. But in the meantime, we do have Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, which happens to be, I went ahead and purchased the digital version of that so that I can play as Hatchet once the Mind Thief dies. Will Hatchet work for me? Who knows? We'll find out. Will I hate him initially because he's not the super-powered OG that the Mind Thief is for me? Yes, I will hate him. But I will learn to love again. I might. I don't know why I played Gloomhaven. It just makes me sad inside. But we have more Gloomhaven, boxes of Gloomhaven, we have puzzles, and then we have the Frosthaven setup. I did this in my last video, but they just bring this to all Is that a duck? That's a duck. I should take the duck. I'm gonna take the duck. We are going to take the duck. We are going to relocate the duck. Where can we mess up with Jesse's mind? He's hiding ducks all over the place. Look at that. We got a crackle duck over there. We got a crackle duck over there. Where can we hide? We have a crackle duck over here. What is this man doing? He's a wild man. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We are going to go nested into this little region over here. We are going to relocate Jesse's little duck. And Jesse, don't you wish you had put your duck down there? Isn't that the coolest spot to put your duck? I should just make it my duty to run around the hall and collect all the ducks and take them all away. I don't have time for this, I'm sorry. Next booth. So I'm currently walking past Meromorph Games booth. They have an active Kickstarter. I think it's active, I'm pretty sure it's active. They have an active Kickstarter for Atma 2, the role-playing game, compatible with the first one. Haven't played that well, can't say anything nice about it yet, just it exists.
Attention exhibitors, the exhibit hall will be closing in 5.
That was my 5-minute warning. Sorry about that. What I can say nice things about is Shipwreck Arcana. I really enjoyed Shipwreck Arcana, had a chance to play that. I have a review up, you can check it out on my channel. I thought it was a great little puzzle. It's a little on the lighter side. It's got a kind of pattern. You do the pattern and you win or lose, but I enjoy that pattern. I find it rewarding, so it works for me. But Shipwreck Arcana from Meromorph Games. We don't have much set up yet here. We just have Forsaken, although I did just see another duck. That duck is not well positioned. Where can we put this duck that will really mess with people? There's not a lot set up over here. There's really not. What can we do? There's not a lot of clever things we can do with this duck. We have another duck behind here. Jesse, what are you doing? What are you doing? Fine, I'll just go ahead and hide the duck inside here. We're gonna go and put it inside there, just peeking out, okay? Just a little bit more subtle for whoever shows up over there. I'm sorry, there's not a lot of places to hide it. But Forsaken's gonna be coming from Game Trays. That's gonna be, think Western Legends, but more story, more this, more that, more everything. I know I just said more story, but there is more of everything. And over here, not really fully set up yet. It looks like we have Wise Wizard Games. They have an active Kickstarter. Actually, it may have ended. They had a Kickstarter for Star Realms Legacy, Star Realms for the Empire, or Rise of Empire, that's what it's called. They have Epic Card Game, which I've never played. We have Sorcerer, which I've never played. We have Robot Quest Arena, which is fun. This is a fun little one. It's a little light, but it is enjoyable. For me, their bread and butter is Star Realms. That's the one I like the most. I've played Hero Realms. I do enjoy it. I like Star Realms more. It's the same, but maybe it's just because it's the original. I don't know why, but I do enjoy it more. I am expecting a very large announcement in a minute saying I'm done and out of time. So the last thing I'll show you is running around over here. We got maps and mats for Star Realms, plenty of content. We have Hero Realms, Star Realms Universal Storage Box, Star Realms, and more Star Realms, which sounds about right. Star Realms, I think, is the one that they are most famous for. But that's Wise Wizard Games. We may get rudely interrupted with the last announcement. I'm waiting for it. It's like 8:02. They should have one. But we have a Shetty Games over here with anything from one of the newer titles, Acropolis over here. We have one that I definitely have been excited for. I mentioned in my previous video, but we have Turing Machine. We have a Decrypto Extra Large, which I'm intrigued by. I don't even have codename as Extra Large. Do I need a Decrypto Extra Large? Probably not. I do hope to play Turing Machine at some point in the convention. That's definitely one of the ones I want to table. They also have Northgard, which is one of the titles over here. Northgard, I had a chance to play the prototype. The prototype I overall enjoyed, but had critiques, but I also know that it was prototype, and they said they're making a lot of changes, so I have to play the final version at the same time. But this is Ashadi. They've continuously been stepping up their game more and more in what they bring to the table ever since Nidavellir, I think, put them like to a certain extent on the map. I'm not seeing Nidavellir here. I'm seeing stacks of Northgard, but not seeing much in terms of Nidavellir, so we'll see. But that's that. And then we have Wonderbook over here, which I haven't played yet, but I think this was like one of the contenders, or one of the Spiel des Jahres, or something like that. I'm pretty sure, so I should probably try it at some point. Add it to the list. They're here. I was wondering whether they'd show up. I mean, I was just wondering whether I'd find them. There is a map. I just haven't been using the map. But we have Roxley Games over here. Roxley Games all set up. We have Dice and Adventures. We have Radlands. We have Influencer.
What's that?
But yeah, we have lots of Roxley Games stuff set up over here. So we have Dice Stone Adventures, we have Marvel Dice Stone, a whole bunch of things. I'm gonna have to try those out. I just got Marvel Dice Stone, but have not had a chance to table it, at least not yet. So I think we're running out of time. We're down to probably our last segment or two. But we have Queen Games over here set up with a whole bunch of things. For me, the one I'm most intrigued by, I hope they have it here, I don't know, is going to be Marrakesh. Marrakesh is the one I'm most intrigued by, but they have like a whole catalog of Runestones, Fresco, Alhambra, Mega Box, Escape, all those things. Alhambra, Big Box over here, whole catalog full of tons of things. I do hope they have Marrakesh set up over here. That's a solid game. I really enjoyed that one. If we turn the corner, I believe we're going to be turning the corner on Pegasus Spiel, which has a bunch of things here. We have Fife set up over here. We have Fire and Stone, which I still need to play this one. We have a pipe game. I need to like make my way around this pile. We have Micro Macro. We have Port Royal. We have all these things set up over here. But let's see. We have Framework. Is that what it's called? I don't know what this Framework game is. Looks cool. We have Hansa Teutonica Big Box over there, as well as Carnegie, as well as Dwarfs. Don't know the Dwarfs at all. Curious about that one. But this one, what is this? Uwe Rosenberg? What is this game? It looks It looks like the kind of game I'd enjoy, and it's from Uwe Rosenberg. Don't know a thing about it. It might be like one of those games you should pass on. So many games enter our general gaming sphere, and then before you know it, they're gone, you've never heard of them again, and you can move on with your life, and that's fine. Some games are really solid, and it's always tough trying to find that line. And then over here we have from Board and Dice. Board and Dice have a bunch of things, including Terracarta Army. We have Terracarta Army set up behind us over here. By set up, I mean a picture of Terracarta Army, as well as a stack full of Terracarta Army as well. That's what I'm certainly intrigued by, but don't know enough about to be confident on. We have Teotihuacan over here, a bunch of the titles from Tabanusi, Teotihuacan, Loot Box, and then we had Power Core. Where was that one? Just it was on a banner, but I think they're gonna have that one ready. It's an upcoming Kickstarter. They have the Power Core cycle over here. So if you see over here, Power Core Call of Cthulhu, that's the cycle they have over there. That'll be coming. So yeah, that's a whole bunch of stuff coming from Board and Dice. And that was it. That's it. And I say that's it because it's currently 8:06 and it's over and done. And the hall is closed, at least for tonight, Wednesday night. I'm gonna spend tonight splicing together all this video, putting it all together to get you something we can watch for tomorrow. And then there may or may not be more stuff. There'll be more things in general. I don't know exact how and why of the details of what I show and don't show, but I will probably have more stuff, whether it's a vlog stuff, whether it's more dedicated content. Gen Con is huge. And for me, the balance is I want to enjoy myself while I'm here. I do want to have fun. I didn't just come here to do videos. I came here to enjoy myself and to also to network with people. And network doesn't just mean network like, oh, network. It also means interacting and having fun and sitting down and playing games. I have a lot of games scheduled and I'll be doing all of that. And so we'll call that a wrap in this video. We'll call it a wrap. And I will see you all, or you'll see this tomorrow, and I'll be at Gen Con doing my thing for the next few days.